Hello, everyone.
Hey everyone. Oh,
Oh,
excellent.
my
Well,
bad, my bad.
actually, I was going to say, Limey, welcome on in here at Pixel Perfect. Something tells me that you've been speedrunning quite a bit today. So thank you so much for coming by following your GDQ Juneteenth celebration. Super exciting to have you here showing off your showcase here of Muse Dash. Welcome in.
Yeah, absolutely. I play this game a bit. I'm gonna be doing a completely different type of showcase. I'm gonna be doing just completely different charts than what you saw because I like being unique for different events. So we're just gonna be getting into this really quick. Y'all can start time whenever. But let me find something in particular. I don't have it favorited, but I'm trying to find it.
And while you're searching around, I know that we have Big Scared here in commentary as well. Welcome, Big Scared.
Hello, I'm Big Scared. I'm a crew caster here on Twitch. I play a lot of horror games, but I also go really hard on Muse Dash, and so I'm here to support y'all.
They absolutely do. Drop them a follow if y'all can find their Twitch link. It is at twitch.tv/bigscared. Y'all like Miku? I like Miku. We're just gonna be getting straight into the tens, honestly, because that is what we do here. We're getting straight into the difficult stuff. This game is quite different than a lot of other rhythm games. Big, if you want to get that.
Yeah. So Muse Dash is a side-scrolling rhythm / beat 'em up game, where you are in a static position, but the level scrolls towards you with increasing difficulty across different types of challenges. We are on a Miku stage, which means it is Miku themed. There are 2 different Vocaloid collaborations, one with Miku and one with Ren and Lin. So these are very common. There's a bunch of different collaborations in the game, but the general gameplay loop is more or less the same regardless of which tracks you're playing, unless you enable a special mode. You're gonna be knocking back enemies, holding notes, moving back and forth between the top and bottom tracks, sometimes hitting notes that are on both, as you can see there. And then there are different challenges that are thrown in your way. So there's going to be saw blows that you need to dodge. There's going to be visual effects that try to throw you off. It's going to use a wide variety of musical techniques, things like polyrhythms, things like changing up the rhythm, things like metric modulation that increase the difficulty in innovative and variable ways. So we're going to get a wide variety of tracks for you. This is just one example that's going to get us started. And then we're going to display some of the versatility of this game as we go.
Yeah, this is one of the more straightforward tens, where y'all get to see the difficulty, but we're just getting started in the hard stuff immediately, getting thrown into the fire, per se.
Difficulty in this game is really interesting. Because it started on a scale of 1 to 10, like 1 being the easiest and 10 being the hardest. But over time, they've added tracks at 11 difficulty and even 12 difficulty. Those typically have to be accessed through special means, hidden from the general player base. But there is a really robust modding community, and there's a really robust community of folks that create custom content. And they've pushed the skill ceiling of what's possible in this game up to like a 14 and 15. So when we say this game is hard, it could mean a wide variety of things. 10 used to be the hardest, but now it's the most flexible category, and some of them feel closer to like an 8 or 9, while others feel closer to a 12. And so in this sense, this particular 10 is very middle of the road. It presents a challenge, but it's not the hardest challenge you're gonna see. Sassy, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, robbed of the S.
Oh.
Robbed. I'm the king of getting robbed by an S by just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Let me find something else in particular real quick. Again, I don't have all of these favorited, but yeah.
Yeah.
Going straight from a 10 to an 11. This is
Mhm.
a bit more technical. It isn't just like fast or just kind of long runs. There's a lot of technical stuff that has to go into this big if you want to get into some of the tech of this game.
Yeah. So success in this game is determined by a couple different metrics. You could go off of sheer points, or you could go off of accuracy. This is a chart that requires precision, accuracy, and knowledge of how to exploit your keyboard setup in satisfying and effective scoring out of it. The way limy has their keyboard set up, it is charted in a way where there are 4 inputs on either hand, and 2 of them control the top track, 2 of them control the bottom track. And so feasibly, you could pace like this, play the entire song with one. But the strategy of this is that being able to effectively hit any note from any position with any input that you have allows you to have much more precise inputs, have much more control over it, and have a little bit more dexterity in the process that saves your hands. You might notice that there's some ghost notes on this track. Ghost notes are interesting because if you miss them, it does not discount from your accuracy or combo, but it will dramatically impact your final score at the end of the track. Sometimes the ghost notes can be overlapped with a standard note, and sometimes standard notes can be overlapped with each other. So we'll see that periodically. We've also got a wide variety of musical change-ups in this song that make it hard to anchor to a specific track. And that's the trick of this one. It subverts your ability to anchor the beat to one hand, and it expects you to think on the fly. I will also say that this is a Groove Coaster collaboration track. The last one was from the Vocaloid collection. This game has so many cross-franchise collaborations that there's something in it for every type of gamer. You like Toho? You can play Toho. Not just the characters, but the gameplay that evokes those games. You like Neon Abyss? Cool. There's characters in this game from that franchise. You like Osu? You like Rhythm Doctor? You like all these other games? There's collaborations for it. And these are two-way streets, so you can see Muse Dash also leaking into other rhythm games.
Yeah, I just usually call this just the Dead Cell of rhythm games. Like,
Yeah.
Dead Cells has so many collabs. This is like that. Literally.
And I will also say that Muse Dash, as far as like rhythm games go, is one of the more accessible entry points. Base game starts at like $2 or $3 USD, and it often goes on sale for something like 50 cents USD. To expand out to get all of the collaboration content, it does cost extra. Those are DC. There is a pretty robust sales pack that's like $20, and it goes on sale regularly as well. It literally unlocks hundreds of songs, dozens of playable characters, and unique abilities through elves that are not accessible otherwise. So it is my value in gaming, but it's so like for your luck, one of the most versatile games out there. It's got a bit of something for everyone in it. You club music, it's not you. Like jazz, it's not you. You like music, it's got you. Like song heavily featured a rubber chicken as the percussive instrument, it's you. There's I see there's something for everyone in this game. I hate with my whole
What's really cool too
Such a
about
fun
the game is
song.
that just the aesthetic of it is so cool as well, right? Like it's really cute, it's really cozy, it has a lot of action, there's a lot of it that really can work for everyone. And I love what you were talking about earlier about just people in the genre very actively collaborating together and just being able to give their flavor of fun and influence into each of these games, and seeing that, like you said, it's a two-way street, so seeing that cross intersection there, so that's really, really heartwarming to see.
Dogun S. Okay, cool.
Let's
5%
go.
on that is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the easiest song I played so far. But gonna be getting into something that is quite a bit harder. Because that is a 9. We're gonna be getting into an 11.
Okay.
And now this is just gonna be the section of the weird charts, weird gimmicks. There's a little bit more going on, but like this is just very technical. You'll see everything that Pig was talking about, but just kind of in a row without stopping. At fairly high BPM.
Yeah. We'll also see some of the fun visual effects that were introduced in the more recent April Fool's Day update. While this game does update extremely regularly, if not every month, then every other month, in April they put out a gag collection where they introduce new mechanics, new visual effects, and then they see how the player base resonates with it. This particular track has implemented a lot of the visual effects from the April Fool's Day update at a saturation level that is challenging without being overbearing. I think it's really cool how they toe this line. I'm also a sucker for a track that says, "Are you ready?" in the middle of it. So, you know, I'm living my best life right now.
Stop FC there. Oh, this section, anyways.
Yeah, the change up here on how the pattern of the song is playing out is really jarring. A lot of the Muse tracks have much more subtle subversion of the rhythms, but this track, it's just like, here's a chunk, here's a chunk, here's a chunk, good luck.
Oh, I don't know if FC is a section. That section is so hard.
Yeah, this track is fire.
Yeah, for the last showcase that we did, I surprised Big with that because it is such a cool and flashy chart. It's so fun. I'm gonna play one of the other most technical 11s that I know, just because it's very fun. This is Blah. I like it a lot. It is so cool. It's so fun.
I love this song. Now, chat, when he goes, blah, 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 I want you to sing along.
It's pretty obvious where he goes blah 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 blah.
This track is really fun. It's got incredible energy, but also the polyrhythms between the two tracks are so satisfying to master. And the way it builds across the track, it's challenging without being just a direct slap in the face. So unlike a lot of rhythm games, Muse Dash does not penalize you for over-inputting unless you take damage. So you could feasibly just mash through this song, and provided you don't hit something so timed that it does damage to you, or you hit a saw blade, you could full combo this, right? But the way that this particular track is structured, it discourages spamming because the polyrhythms are misaligned in a way where spam doesn't actually work. You need precision.
Yeah, you can see I like mess up very slightly on this pattern because it's weird, and then I just like get hurt.
Because then there's a saw blade to follow up.
Yeah.
It's artfully crafted the way this track is.
This is such a good chart. I like it.
Yeah.
And
it's a good one to like strive towards.
Yeah. I'm gonna address what a lot of people think with rhythm games like this, where there's like some mashing involved. Actually no. The way I play, I have my fingers anchored to certain beats, and I keep those checkpoints in my mind. So everything I'm doing is very deliberate. I'm not mashing, if at all, like very much if at all.
Yeah.
Also, I'm gonna be doing something cool for us.
We're doing the thing?
Yeah. You mentioned it, so I'm gonna show it off because it's very fun. I like it. So yeah, you know how Muse Dash is like a rhythm game, right? Wrong. Yeah. Incorrect.
Oh,
I won't
my
elaborate.
word.
Yeah, it's a bullet heaven game. Didn't you know? Now, there are 3 different Toho collaborative packs. This is the version, or the game mode that I am most fond of. This is the mode that I speedrun. But there are 3 different packs, and they are increasingly difficult. The goal is to mimic Toho gameplay by dodging rather than hitting notes. And then the various music note pickups that you get give you spell cards, which you can use to activate bombs to just wipe the entire screen clear. It is so fun. Some of the more difficult levels from like the 3rd pack have these streams of laser attacks. But Bad Apple here has the unique ability to confuse you by virtue of simply not telling you what color is coming up. You might have noticed that top track is always pink, bottom track is always blue. You can't tell which track is going to be which here. And so when they swap the notes, that is the challenge of the Bad Apple Toho version. Bad Apple's also a special track because it has like 3 different hidden sheets. So there's this version, and then there's a version called Bad Apple. And then I want to say that there's a even harder to find, like, difficult version of the Toho version of this song. And they're all radically differently scored. They're all different challenges, but it's still the same banger song. It's so cool.
Yeah, I'm happy I got to show this off. There was enough time in the other showcase, but incorporating it for this is very fun. It messes with my brain a little bit because I'm used to playing the normal mode. So like near the beginning, I just hit like a subblade just for fun, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And the fun thing is
yeah,
that
I mean,
a
in
new
my best, I did that
best! Let's
Wow,
go!
let's go!
Let's go!
Oh, that's the Shoot with Them penguin. I've never seen this load screen actually. But yeah, I will disable this real quick.
That Don Mako mode can only be used with Reimu or Marissa, the 2 Toho characters. The important thing to note is that while there isn't much of a difference in how they play, Marissa has a bigger hitbox and she gets double the score. So it's a risk-reward thing.
Yeah. I'm doing one more chart from the Shoot with Them collab, and then I have one more planned for y'all. Hopefully this is great enough for everyone.
Yeah.
You can't tell, but I'm absolutely bopping right now.
Me too.
is really interesting because in many ways it takes some of the sound effects that they use in other tracks and uses just those to create an all-new track.
Love
Yeah, it's very silly.
Yeah, chat, let's see those jams. I love it.
About the vocal effect in this section that's just scratching my brain in such a satisfying way.
Yeah.
Oh, the syncopation on those Gemini notes is real stinky. So you'll notice here that there's a Gemini note placed on top of the end of the hold. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the way this game works, when there are multiple overlaying notes, you have to hit them on multiple input. And so when you're holding a note and another thing comes down the line, you have to use multiple keys to do that. You can't simply just mash with one hand. So there are points in this game where you will need between 4 and 8 consecutive inputs. What was that chain?
Don't worry about that.
That ending is so buck wild.
Wow.
Yeah, it is quite silly. Yeah, I some of the newer collabs. They love just putting weird stuff in. But yeah, I'm gonna be finishing this off with a 10. If I was a coward, woo!
Got him. So we mentioned collabs and we also mentioned hidden tracks. This particular chart is both of those things. Freedom Dive is from Osu, which is a different rhythm game, and this is the rank 12 chart. When it comes to difficulty of the rank 12s, they tend to prioritize one of two things: technicality and precision, or endurance. This chart prioritizes endurance, and you can really see that coming into play early on here with just the constant bombardment of notes. But I want you to know it's only going to get worse from here after we're done with this bass drop. Like, this is the break you're going to get from the song, and it's 10% of the way into the song.
Wow.
When
Yeah,
the
it
beat
builds
picks
up
back
from here,
up here,
and
it's going to be so bad.
uh,
Yeah. This is a track that, like, if you're playing it, you'll feel it all the way up your arms.
Yeah, outside of rhythm gaming, I'm a percussionist. I've done drum corps before, so I know how to work out like my arms to not like just pop out super early. But like even then, I still feel it. Like as someone who did drum corps.
Wow.
And it's the combination of consistent, constant input and the frequency and alternation of them. You would think that the long notes give you a reprieve. They don't, because they just force you to be flexed.
Hmm.
And I will say that Reimu here has an advantage on this track because during the chill parts, we could feasibly just park her on the top track and not deal with the saw blades at all. But then we would lose score. Other muses, you have to physically make the jump to reach the top track. And so if you're not playing as Reimu, it's even more physically demanding because during those chill segments, you still have to input. Otherwise, you lose health. This finale is so strong.
That was a lot.
Go.
Wow.
42,000? That's gaming right there.
Yeah, Big mentioned Elfins. Oh, by the way, that's time. Big mentioned Elfins. I'm using one that is good for marathon safety because you just get health every time you do streams, basically. I can usually pass this without that, but I'm scared about dying and like losing my progress in a song. But I didn't even get it for that. That was clean.
Wow.
Yeah, that was
But yeah.
very well executed.
But yeah, that is it for me. I don't have any more charts to show off. Hopefully everyone enjoyed that. Putting together a unique set list with just big variety, honestly. Big, where can everyone find you? I don't know the stream. Where can they find you?
I live on the internet as Big Scared. You can find me here on Twitch as Big Scared, or on the former Bird app as I'm Big Scared with no punctuation or spacing. You can find me back over at GDQ Juneteenth later today doing comms for Linear C's run of Resident Evil 2. You can also find me at Fatales this upcoming summer running Alone in the Dark. So I'm here, I'm there, I'm kind of everywhere. And I hope to see you soon.
Absolutely give them a follow. They are good at speedrunning this game. It's super cool to watch runs this game. Definitely reach out to Big if you want to run this game.
Yeah. I'm also the SRC mod this game. So
you can also find me at twitch.tv/limy_SR, twitter.com/limy_SR. Honestly, most things of that sort, I'm just limy, however you want to say it, _SR. I'm usually a monkey ball runner, but I do like rhythm games. I stream them from time to time. I like fighting games too. I stream those from time to time. I have a run at this upcoming SGDQ. It's going to be Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. It's a great run. There's a bid war, so you can vote for what of like 8 characters, just like half the characters in the game you want to see on stream that I'm going to be doing the run as. It's going to be super cool. One last plug before we get taken off. There's a group for non-binary speedrunners called Binary Breakers. If you want to join, you can go to twitter.com/binary breakers. Is that it? Or is it underscore? I honestly don't remember.
I want to say there's underscore.
Okay, binary_breakers. And you can DM that account if you want to join. It's a super chill group. Absolutely consider joining. We're going to have an event the week after SGDQ. It's super cool.
It's for folks all over the gender variant spectrum. So non-binary, agender, genderqueer. Don't like gender? We like you. Come hang out.
Yeah. Exactly. And that is it for me. So absolutely give both big follows. And stay tuned for whatever else is gonna happen next. Sorry, Ginny, I'm stealing your job.
No worries. I got that covered. Big Scared Limey, thank you so much for that awesome rhythm-packed, action-packed showcase of Muse Dash. Thank you so much for. We were so glad that we were able to squeeze this in back into the marathon, and are super excited for all the other awesome stuff that's coming up for both of y'all coming up this summer. Folks, you heard it. There's lots more awesome speedrunning all throughout the year, but we are not done yet here at Pixel Perfect. Coming up soon is Sonic Dream Team, a race between HUD 601 and Margit. So stick around, everyone. We are going to try to make this tech go fast so they could go fast. Stay tuned.